Good afternoon, fans. Welcome to the LB Gym. I'm Bill Gibson. You're watching coverage of ACAA men's basketball. It is the season opener in the conference. The host St. Thomas Tommies and the visiting Mount St. Vincent University Mystics. Mystics runner-up to the St. John Seawolves last season, the conference championship. Mystics were a perfect 18-0 in the regular season before losing to the Tommies. Tommies lost in the 4-5 quarterfinal round to the Crandall Chargers last season. It's a different year, a lot of changes around the conference, and anybody to go 18-0 in this conference this season will be absolutely amazing. This conference is stacked. You look around the league and you think, boy, this team's going to be good. You look at the next team, you think, boy, they're going to be good too. It's going to be a heck of a season here in the ACAA, as we just witnessed that season opening women's game, 65-61 in favor of a young Mount St. Vincent women's team over the STU Tommies. Tough road trip here to start the season for the Mystics. Here in Fredericton today and in St. John tomorrow. The men will go at 2 o'clock in St. John. Tommies will also be back on the court tomorrow. These teams did meet earlier in the season. It was the Friday of the Ken Gould. The Tommies 94-89 winners, but it was a big fourth quarter 33-23 push from the Mystics that made it close. Leaders in that contest, Isaiah Cromwell-Wright had 25 for the Mystics. Isaac Matheson, who was a scratch here today with a short-term injury, had 15. Tommies were led by Marcus Wilson with 25. He averaged 21 through the 3 games of the Ken Gould tourney. Looking down at the presentation going on court, some of the Tommy alumni here on hand to hand out some awards. See Harrison Florian is down there among those. The Tommy Stephen Horstman, Chris Cummins, also among the Tommy alumni, and I missed Evan Villain, the first Tommy awarded here. Vince Littleton as well. CJ Hansen. And Jevanetti. Tommies will line up with the alumni here for a photo. Chris Cummins here with a presentation from the Tommies. Framed jersey. Represent his time as a Tommy and the work he has done with the alumni group. about set for the starting lineups here as they complete the presentation to Chris Cummins. Take a little look around the schedule. Holland at Crandall goes tonight at 8, the women's game at 6. I think I misspoke during the end of the women's game when I said the Holland Crandall women's game started at 4. It actually starts at 6. Tomorrow, MSVU at SJ, UKC at STU, and Holland at Mount Allison. 2 and 3 and 3, your respective times there. ACAA.ca for all your information on your schedule. Go Tommies if you're a Tommies fan. Time now for our starters. We'll pick up the Mystic starters. 4 will be Adam Callahan, 5th-year guard out of Sydney, Nova Scotia. 6 will be Chase Times, 3rd-year guard out of Loon Lake, Nova Scotia. 8 will be Anthony Leckie, 6' 2" guard out of Sydney River, Nova Scotia, former CBU player. 11 will be Isaiah Cromwell Wright, 6' 3" forward out of Dartmouth in his 4th year of eligibility. And 3rd year of eligibility is 6' 7" forward out of Bedford, Keegan Farron. Matheson removes a lot of the lack of Matheson, removes some ball handling and a whole lot of dynamic ability from the Mystic lineup. Chase Tynes returns to the Mystics after a year off. His stats in 23-24. 14 points, almost 11 boards, almost 5 assists a game. You're going to give Tynes a shot. You want it to be from deep. Doesn't shoot the 3 ball particularly well, but he is springy and gets to the bucket. Starters for the Tommies. Number 3 is Vince Littleton. Littleton, 5th-year guard out of Markham. 5 is Marcus Wilson out of Miramichi, 6' 1" guard in his 2nd year of eligibility. Out of Moncton High School, was at UNBC previously. Evan Villain out of Miramichi, a 5th-year wing, 6' 3". Where's number 9? CJ Hansen, former CBU player as well out of Manchester, England, a 6' 6" wing in number 10. And Jevon Eddy in his 4th year out of UNB, St. Mary's Secondary and Oak Hill Academy, a 6' 5" forward out of Ajax, Ontario in number 21. It'll be Villain and Tynes in the jump. And Tynes is uber athletic. Tough check for anyone. He can guard really 1 to 5 on the court. Can Tynes, tipped and controlled finally by Stu and Littleton for Wilson. Next possession on the jump ball will go to the Mystics. Evan Villain with the first points of the season for the Tommies. A little lay-in on the left side for Villain. Hansen with a denial on Cromwell Wright. Going to stay Mystics ball, 16 on the shot clock. It's an interesting matchup. The big body of Cromwell Wright on the lithe CJ Hansen. Wilson with a tip into the backcourt. Called, tipped actually off of the Mystics. That is called backcourt. Tommy ball on the turnover. We played 30 seconds. Jevon Eddy. Villain again. Goes right at Leckie and scores. Evan Villain 4, the Mystics 0 in the very early going. Here is Tynes for Callahan. Adam Callahan off glass, too strong. Farron, weak side rebound. Eddy just holds his ground, knocked out of bounds. Your officials for this one are Matt Whipple, Spencer Jeffrey, and Michael Murray. They are the team of 3 charged with making sure all goes according to the Hoyle and the official rules of basketball. Inbounded Callahan, little hesitation move, and fouled by C.J. Hansen on the way to the rim. Callahan will shoot two. Callahan will be undoubtedly asked to pick up some of the slack here for Matheson. Told the scratch of Matheson is a short-term issue. Matheson would be the only returning first-team ACAA All-Star from last season. So many of the longtime greats in the conference, Bryce Cloris, Jack Furley, Curry Miller, Noah McCarthy, Jaden Smith, have all moved on here from the ACAA. And time for a new group of outstanding players to fight for that top all-star team, as Marcus Wilson lays that in for STU. Wilson looks to be the guy who's trying to step into that Noah McCarthy role for the Tommies. Take a lot of shots, be an agitator. Big shoes to fill if you're aiming to fill those of Noah McCarthy. Back out Littleton, an easy three. Nice quiet release there from Middleton. 9-2 Tommies early going. Saw the Tommy women earlier get out to a double-digit lead early in the first quarter and have the Mystics come back and take that victory. We get called here. Offensive foul called on Adam Callahan. Official was initially behind the backboard for me. I missed part of that play for the same reason. Good defensive position for the Tommies. Callahan picks up the first Mystics foul. Wilson rises, leaves it short. Into the hands of Callahan, off for Cromwell Wright. There Cromwell Wright's going to use the strength on Hansen, get right to the rim. As I said earlier, that's going to be an interesting matchup. Quickness maybe, and a little bit of length to Hansen, but certainly breadth and strength you would think would go the way of Cromwell Wright. Speaking of strength, it's Jevon Eddy to the bucket, getting his own rebound. Back outside for Vince Littleton. Chase Tynes skies inside to collect a carom. A miss from the mount, and Littleton pushes forward for STU. Evan Villain lays it up. Give Evan Villain 6. Cromwell Wright over Hansen. Eddy looking to pass from down low. It's picked off by Tynes. Leckie with the spin at the free throw line. Back out for Cromwell Wright, and that's a triple. Out of the hands of Littleton, into the hands of Callahan. Cromwell Wright again with a three. And it's 12-11 for the Mystics. Cromwell Wright back-to-back triples. Littleton can't answer. Tynes skies again to sweep the boards. And Chase Tynes coast to coast. 3 subs waiting for the Tommies. Coach Hickey not going to wait for that. He's going to take a timeout here in the early going. Take a short break here in the timeout. Get myself a little drink of water. I'll be right back. Mystics now +3 as we work out of the timeout here. Thanks for tuning in wherever you may be from. Pleased and privileged once again to be in the perch here at the building affectionately known as the Pit. Be here all season long. At least one Tommy sub out of the timeout. There's a couple. I'll reset your lineups here in a moment. Jump ball called, possession. This one is STU. And I was pretty sure that the Tommies controlled off the tip, and I don't think we've had a jump ball since. Saying, oh yes, we have had one since, I guess. So the Tommies, Wilson, Riverlands, Caleb Schulten, Jack Gimby, and Evan Villain. There is Schulten. Gets to the bucket for 2. Schulten looking stronger and more comfortable in his second year here with the Tommies. Joined midway point of last season. Riverlands can't stop Cromwell Wright from getting to the tin for 2 points. That's a triple out of the corner for Lands. Give them 3 for the long distance shot. Cromwell Wright loses the handle. And that's toes or some other body part into the tulips there. Out of bounds on the sideline for Cromwell Wright. Into the Mystics. Game for the Mystics is number 3, Kion Farron. And also is number 24, Nate Titus. Travel called on Gimby. Titus, third year of eligibility, 6'7" forward, Stouffville, Ontario. Out of Dalhousie and Heathwood Hall previously. Career high 14 points in U-Sport level in a single game. Tynes right to the rim. He's shifty. He's a hard check, is Chase Tynes. Wilson for Schulten. Back up top for Wilson. 12 to shoot. Villain on the wing elevates and drills a jump shot. Evan Villain, I believe, has 8 points here in the early going. I'll give you an update of the stats, assuming everything's working right on the phone, and it probably should be. Between quarters. Wilson with a steal. Knotted at 18. Villain tries a 3. That one rebound for Titus, off for Cromwell Wright. Riverlands trying to check up Cromwell Wright. And that shot does not count. Foul. Well in front. And the foul goes on Lands. Littleton and Eddy check back in. This is going to be for Wilson and Villain. Zip pass to the corner. Lecky off glass, no good. Taken away by the Tommies. Riverlands. Ahead for Littleton. Stutter step, quick to the corner. Gimby. That's a 3 that goes in for the rookie Jack Gimby. Gimby out of St. Malachy, 6'5" forward. Diane Farron, no go, and Cromwell Wright there for the putback. Cromwell Wright, I believe, has 10 here in the early going. Eddy to the bucket against Titus. Step through for Eddy. Off glass for 2 points. Nice patient move there for Giovanetti. Love the presence he brings for the Tommies. And everyone knows I love the players that can play close to the basket like Eddie. Farron outside Cromwell right. Another three is just off the mark. Looked really good off his hands. Eddie, little pass from Littleton. Into traffic, gets the ball back off glass. Can't get it to go. Follow up by Gimby into the hands of Titus. Farron picked by Littleton. Littleton kicks for Gimby. Back outside, River lands. Extra pass results in a three-pointer. Tommies push up 6 now, 26-20. Timeout Mystics, and Adam Callahan will check in. I believe this will be for Anthony Leckie. Good opportunity here to check in on the game leaders. Cromwell Wright already has 14 points. I was way off with 10. 6 for 8 from the field. 2 of 3 from the three-point arc. And 3 rebounds. That doesn't leave a whole lot for other people. Tynes has 4 and Callahan has the other 2. Only foul is for Callahan. Cromwell Wright 3 boards already. Keegan Farron has 2. And for the Tommies, Evan Villain has 8 points. Riverland 6, Littleton and Gimby 3 each. 2 rebounds for Littleton. And 1 foul on Lands, 1 foul on CJ Hansen. Hansen's checked back in for the Tommies. Keegan Farron back for Chase Tynes. Hansen can't get the steal on Titus. Guyan Farron with a miss from the corner. Hansen down on the court. Tynes fights for the ball and ends up in the hands of Giovanetti. Eddie with the patience to get it to Schulten. Schulten drives, hesitates, skies up, but left the shot short. Tynes will direct a little traffic here, put a couple fingers in the air, and give it to Callahan on the cut. Callahan fires it over the shoulder for 2 points. Been a fun 5 years calling Callahan's contest, that's for sure. Eddie fouled by Titus and will shoot 2. .28 seconds left to go here in the first quarter. Eddie gives the Tommies a 5-point lead. Callahan, steal by Hansen. Little showtime there for CJ. He slams that one home for 2. Hansen on Tynes. Both these guys are super athletic. Littleton with the reach in. The Tommies take it away. And the quarter's going to come to the end with the Tommies up 7. 29-22. Have you look at the team stats in this one. The Mystics, 22 points on 9 of 19 shooting. That's 47%. Pretty dandy percentage, 2 of 6 from three-point land, 2 of 2 from the line. Tommy's 29 points on 12 of 21. That's a 57% shooting percentage. That's really good. 4 of 8 from three-point land, 50%. You'd take that all day long. Shoot 50% from 3. 1 of 2 from the line, so not a lot of free throws. Mystics missing Matheson and his good hands. 7 turnovers already. The Tommies have 3. Rebounds +3, 10-7 for the Mystics. Tommies 5 steals. And your individual leaders continue to be Villain with 8. Lands with 6. Littleton, Gimby, and Eddie all with 3 for Stu. And for the Mystics, Cromwell Wright with 14 through 1 quarter. Callahan 4, Tynes 4. Nobody with more than 1 foul on either squad. So really it's a turnover difference in this one. The Tommies forcing 7 of them on the Mystics while only giving up 3. Set here to begin quarter 2. Kai Paris, number 7, starts with Callahan, Cromwell Wright, Keegan Farron, and Knight Titus for the Mystics. The Tommies, Zach Duell wearing 6. CJ Hansen, Vince Littleton, Evan Villain, and Jevin Eddy. There is Duell. Spins into trouble, and right there to meet him is Cromwell Wright. For Callahan, spot up 3. Adam Callahan's not going to miss too many of those. Duell for Eddie in the post, double teamed. Eddie kicks it back out. Villain goes right back into the painted area. Rebound, Cromwell Wright. What an opening half of the season he's having here is Cromwell Wright. .16 on the shot clock. Kai Paris will inbound. Farron for Callahan. Farron, the elbow, extra pass for Titus. I thought Farron actually had the better shot from 15 feet away. Offensive rebound in favor of the Mystics. Cromwell Wright can't get the shot to drop. Mackay Paris is there and knocks it out somehow off a Tommy. Callahan shot that time bothered by Villain. Cromwell Wright with a rebound inside and fouled on the putback. I think this is going to go on Jevin Eddy. It is. Eddy's first. Team's first here of the quarter. Marcus Wilson check back in for Stu. It's probably for Zach Duell would be my guess at the next opportunity. Could be for Vince Littleton as well. Well, it could be for anybody on the court. Here's the sub. It is for CJ Hansen. Wrong on both my guesses. Villain forced to pick up the dribble. Off to Wilson with 4 to shoot. Wilson taken away by Cromwell Wright. Nice pass for Callahan. Another three. That's off the front rim. Littleton puts up a three. That one is through for Vince Littleton. Was the score the Tommies needed. Lead back up to 6. 7.5 to go here first half. Long way to go in this one. It's been entertaining already. And Cromwell Wright, a big part of that. Give him 16 with a little kiss off the window on the turnaround jump shot. Wow. Mullane has been pretty good for the Tommies as well. Scores that one. Paris. A little skid there as he slammed on the brakes. Cromwell right outside Callahan. Loses a handle. Eddie ahead for Villain. Villain. With a little easy dunk that time for Evan Villain. Villain's at least in double digits, if not with a dozen. Littleton with a strip. And Vince Littleton scores 2. Couple breakaway lay-ins for the Tommies, put them up 10. Timeout Mystics as they're look to regroup here. Wouldn't be surprised we see Chase Tynes back in this one pretty quick to take over some of those ball handling duties. Good opportunity to check in on the leading scorers. The individual stats have Villain at 12. That's pretty much what I expected. It was 10 or 12. Littleton has 8. Lands has 6 to lead Stu. Mystics, Cromwell Wright up to 17 points now. Somewhere I missed one. Must have been the 1 for 2 from the free throw line that I had missed. 5 rebounds to go with those 17 points for Cromwell Wright. Still no one with a crooked number in the foul column. Everybody is 1 or less. Mystics ball out of the timeout and the Littleton score. And here is Tynes back in. Tynes, Leckie, Titus, Farron, and Cromwell Wright. Got 17 and looking for more is Cromwell Wright. Going to have to be careful not to be too selfish and keep the teammates involved. And when you get the hot hand, you got to share the ball. In no way saying that was a selfish play by Cromwell Wright. Titus makes a 3. Hansen tries to answer. Front rim rebound Farron. Leckie gets a Farron screen. Off for Tynes. Titus for the cutting Leckie. Leckie against Gimby. Gimby, I think, got a block there. Tynes keeps it alive. And back-to-back threes from Nate Titus. Make a 10-point lead 4 just like that. Wilson kicked for Littleton. Littleton pushes it back to 7. Say off the top, there's probably going to be at least 90 points to win this one with these two clubs out here. Well on the way to that is Littleton. Back-to-back threes, pushes it back to 10. Tynes walks into a triple, and he makes it. Said off the bat, if you're going to give Tynes a shot, make him beat you from the outside. He makes that for the Mystics. He's going to be incredibly tough to get a handle on. Evan Villain, a seam right to the bucket for 2. Tommy's +9. Hansen looking for a steal. Cromwell Wright, one-handed pass. Lecky, high off glass, draws a foul. I think all 3 officials were putting the hand in the air that time. Gonna go on Hansen. Hansen and Gimby out, Schulten and Eddy in for the Tommies. He's going to send Lecky to the line. Lecky played for Riverview High School in Cape Breton. Eddy from 16 feet is going to go to work on Titus. Go right at the rim. Jevin Eddy, nice move. Good attack by Jevin Eddy. Turn a 16-footer into a 3-footer that you can make real easy. Maybe not real easy, but you know what I'm saying. Cromwell Wright passes it out for Lecky, and Lecky thought Cromwell Wright was going to step back out for that one. That's going to be out of bounds. And they probably would have been better off picking that one up in the backcourt and making the Tommies inbound near half. Instead, it's going to be way down low. The Tommies will inbound a little closer to the bucket. Eddy back for Littleton. Littleton, little heat check there. 3 doesn't go, rebound Titus. Back out, Titus tries another 3. That one doesn't drop. Chase Tynes had the board. Ball loose on the court, Cromwell Wright. And that's a 3-second or a travel. Missed the hand signal from the official. Eddy for Schulten. Down low, Wilson back for Eddy. Eddy says, all right, I'll take this seam, go to the rim. And Eddy, a little pound of the chest after taking Nate Titus to the bucket. Tommy's up 11. And Eddy showing off the strength inside. Opportunity for the and one. Clean make, and here comes Keegan Farron. It will be for Nate Titus, who picked up his 2nd foul on that last Jevin Eddy drive. I think I said it, and Ken Gould to say it here again, I am enjoying Jevin Eddy here in the ACAA. Oh, beautiful. Timeout, Tommies. And Coach Hickey addresses Marcus Wilson heading into the timeout. (51-41). A little cool in the building here. Certainly not out on the court where teams have already put up 92 points with still, I think, a couple minutes to go here in the first half. Going to take 90 plus to win this one. Be my guess prediction, guess. Love this brand of basketball in the ACAA. High pace, lots of shots, lots of scoring. And lots of great team play. It was a beautiful feed inside that time. From Leckie. Callahan, Tynes, Cromwell, Wright, Leckie, and Keegan Fearon for the Mystics. Riverlands, Caleb Schulten, Evan Villain, Marcus Wilson, and Jevin Eddy for STU. Lands from the elbow, scores 2. Tommy's up a dozen. Callahan jabs. Inside for Fearon. Villain with the block coming on the help defense. It's going to be 8 seconds on the shot clock. Callahan inbounds for Fearon. Back for Callahan. Rebound for Marcus Wilson. Jevin Eddy now. Some hand signals off for Caleb Schulten. Schulten. 3 is just short. Chase Tynes out the Windex. Wipes the boards for the rebound. Nice little ditch for Callahan. Adam Callahan. Tough shooting day in this one. Can't get that one to go. I bet he's going to keep pulling the trigger. It's a matter of time. Callahan get on track. Cromwell Wright. He's had no trouble finding the bottom of the bucket. Another 3 for Cromwell Wright. That would be 20 in the first half, I believe, for Cromwell Wright. I'll run that all down as we look to start the second half. About a minute to go here in the first. And the Tommies up 9. Wilson fouled. In the cylinder is the call. First foul on Cromwell Wright. Wilson, good on the first for the 10-point Tommy lead. And the second. Whipped inbounds for Callahan. Spin, Cromwell Wright tries another 3. Seems to shoot that better on the other side of the court. Wilson for lands on the run off the glass. Tommy's up a baker's dozen. Tynes just short, but gets his own rebound. Over the shoulder pass for Keegan Fearon, and Marcus Wilson slaps that shot attempt away. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Leckie for Tynes. Lane D's him up tight. And Tynes drives to the bucket. Eddy on the rebound. Coach Hickey calls for a 1 shot. Shot clock is off. Evan Villain directs traffic for Caleb Schulten. 10. 8. Schulten now going to go to work. And off for Villain. Puts it up. Off the back rim. Got the shot away. Not sure that's the 1 shot Coach Hickey was looking for. They did get 1. See maybe a little bit more ball movement there. Tommies 57, the Mystics 44. At halftime, we saw the Tommies up, only to have the Mystics come back in the Ken Gould tournament. The Tommies will take the lead here as they go to the locker room. See in about 14 and a half minutes for the second half. Hi fans, welcome back to the LB Gym here in Fredericton. I'm Bill Gibson. You're watching ACAA men's basketball. The host, St. Thomas Tommies, up by 13, 57-44 on the visiting Mount St. Vincent University Mystics here in the opening game of the ACAA regular season. The Mystics 44 points on 18. Let's zoom that in a little bit. 16 of 40 shooting, 7 of 19 from three-point land, and 5 of 6 from the line. That is 40, 37, and 83% respectively. The Tommies, 57 points on 23 of 38 from the field, 7 of 14 from three-point land, and 4 of 5 from the free throw line. That is 60, 50, and 80% respectively. Turnovers a big story. The Mystics with 12, the Tommies with 6. Rebounds +6 Mystics. Bench points 15-6 STU. Points in the paint 24-12 Tommies. Individual stats leading for the Mystics. Isaiah Cromwell-Wright has 20 points. Adam Callahan 7. Chase Tynes 7. Nate Titus 6. Titus has 2 fouls and Cromwell-Wright, along with Tynes, 5 rebounds each. For STU, it's Vince Littleton with 14 points, along with Evan Villain. Riverlands has 10. Jevanetti has 8. No STU Tommy has more than 1 foul. Marcus Wilson with 5 assists. And I see multiple players with 2 rebounds. Mystics ball here to start the second half. Tynes, Leckie, Callahan, Keegan Farron, and Isaiah Cromwell-Wright. And for the Tommies, Villain, Eddy, Wilson, Hanson, and Littleton. The 10 who started the game start the second half. There is Tynes. He says, no one can guard me when I get in there. He's often right. Wilson with the delivery from Jevanetti. Tynes looking to go to work. That one not touched by a Tommy, just out of bounds off of the Mystics. And again, the Tommies, the Mystics, missing Isaac Matheson, a first-team All-Star. Told by Coach DePalma, a short-term absence, and he did not expect the Tommies to feel sorry for them for missing a first-team All-Star. A lot of respect between these two clubs. Always come to play, and much like the women's game earlier, usually results in highly competitive, highly entertaining basketball. Hanson fake, and right into Tynes. Eddy going to go to work on Farron. Eddy can't get it to go. Loose ball picked up by Cromwell-Wright. Technical foul on Chase Tynes. And he's immediately pulled out of the game by Coach DePalma. Vince Littleton makes the 1 for the technical. I was going to say at one point in the first half when Chase was talking, only officials, while the rest of the team was huddled up on a free throw attempt, that Chase Tynes can certainly get in the ear of an official, and whatever he said that time was not welcomed. Callahan, another miss from deep. Rebound. Villain ahead for Jevin Eddy, who lays it off the glass for two. The Tommies push the lead here in the opening minute and a half. It is up all the way to 18 now. Good opportunity to take a look at the schedule around the conference. This is the first men's game on the schedule. 8 o'clock tonight, Holland and Crandall in Moncton. Tomorrow, these Mystics travel down Highway 7 here in New Brunswick. Take on UNB SJ. That's going to be a 2 o'clock start. UKC is here at 3 o'clock to take on the Snootmen. And Holland College just shuffles a short distance down the Trans-Canada Mount Allison for a 3 o'clock start on the men's side. Next weekend, the 8th, Crandall at Mount A. UNBSJ at UKC. Holland at MSVU. The Tommies home again next Sunday to Crandall. Tough road trip. Start the season for the Mystics. Here to Fredericton. And then down the highway for the banner raiser in St. John tomorrow. Less than 24 hours. Actually, with the time change, it will be... How's that going to work? Yeah, that will gain an extra hour. Fall back. So I guess it will be 24 hours apart. 3 o'clock tomorrow would be 4 o'clock today, by my logic. So 2 games in 2 tips in 24 hours. Off the miss, Callahan. Off the front of the rim, Wilson on the run. And I think Wilson baited the official into that one. I don't think there was as much contact there that moves Wilson head as it looked like. And as I said, I think Wilson is moving into that Noah McCarthy villain role for the opposition, if you will. Thought that one hit the wire up top, regardless it's out of bounds over to the Mystics. Farron with the keep. Off for Leckie. Actually, that's Kearney into the game now, number 9, Ben Kearney. Callahan makes that 3. Watch that, if Callahan gets on track, he can shoot them back into it in an absolute hurry. Littleton blocked by Farron. Stays Tommy Ball with 7 on the shot clock. Eddy for Wilson. Villain 2 to shoot. Offensive foul, Evan Villain. Isaiah Cromwell right at the bottom of that pile. First foul on Villain. So the Mystics, who've just cut 4 off the Tommies' 18-point lead, are looking to reduce it even further on this trip. Callahan spins down low. Back for Kearney, who scores. Eddie, big screen. Villain for Wilson. Wilson met out high. Villain has to shoot the three, fouled by Cromwell Wright. And we're going to shoot three for Evan Villain. A bunch of subs for the Tommies. Gimby, Lands, and Schulten in. They'll stay with Wilson and Villain. Evan Villain last season, 60% free throw shooter. It's about 15 points a game, 11 boards, and 2.5 assists. 48% from the field for Villain last season. Starting out pretty good here for the Tommies. 1 out of 2 on this trip to the line, now for the third. Oh, tough take by Leckie. Leckie gets it to go through. The lead down to 11. It was 18 not that long ago. Contact that time from Leckie to Wilson. Comes Nate Titus in. Titus had back-to-back threes in the first half. Were key buckets at the time for the Mystics. Villain, soft touch, rolls in off the rim. Kearney for Titus. Titus, another good score for the Mystics. Villain into traffic that time. Rebound Mystics. Kearney fouled. It's going to be Villain or Lands. Take your pick there. It's Villain's going to be his second. And Zach Duell in for Jack Gimby for the Tommies. So the Tommies go pretty small here, really, for a Tommies lineup. It's going to put Villain and Lands up front. Not a huge Mystics lineup on the court. Schulten lands for three. Back rim rebound Titus. 10-point game. Cromwell Wright goes right at Schulten. Schulten knocks it away. Little two-hand push there from Cromwell Wright into the chest of Schulten. There is Schulten. Gets some space, puts the shot up. Rebound Callahan, weak side. Callahan's he going to shoot the three? No, instead he's going to go at the bucket. Two-pointer doesn't go, lands on the rebound. Football on Ben Kearney. Kearney at a new Waterford, second year of eligibility, 6'4" forward. Here comes Chase Tynes in for Ben Kearney. Schulten picks up the dribble. Villain in the post, turnaround jump shot. Front rim, rebound Nate Titus. Off for Cromwell Wright. Back for Titus. And that was Kearney on the cut. It was Anthony Leckie that went to the bench on that last substitution. Off for Lands. Back for Duel. Duel outside for Villain. Villain, one dribble picked up. Needs help, gets it from Wilson. Wilson rises, shoots, short. Tommy's shots have not been dropping, and they've not been getting a whole lot going towards the bucket here the last few possessions. Cromwell Wright shot bounces right into the hands of Ben Kearney, but he can't get the putback to go. There's Lands, gets something towards the bucket, and it rolls around the rim and through. Eddie and Littleton coming back for the Tommies. Cromwell Wright against Duel down low. Cromwell Wright on the board. Schulten got a hand in there. Cromwell Wright puts it back up and down. And Mystics looking for a block that's not called inside. Instead, it's Schulten the other way to make a three. Titus responds with a triple. It's his third three of the contest. Wilson baseline drive. And a foul called somewhere there. I'm not sure if it's going to be on the shot or on the rebound. Called on Titus, and it is going to be on the shot. Going to send Marcus Wilson to the line. The officials hearing it from the Mystic fans. Wilson on the line. He's 2 for 2 thus far. Four for 4 now, 10 points. The fifth Tommy in double digits, Villain, Littleton, Lands, Wilson, and Eddie, all with 10 or more. Giving Eddie another score inside. Give Eddie a dozen. Tynes scores again. He's slippery when he gets inside. He has such good body control, does Chase Tynes. Eddie looking for a pass for the cutting Littleton. Not sure it was there that time. It was a good thought. Mystics closed it off well. Farron back outside for Titus again with a three. Nate Titus showing off the outside shooting stroke. Lead back down to 11 at 76-65. Schulten looking for the fancy pass underneath. Instead, it's picked off. Cromwell Wright can't make a three. Back outside Titus. Thought about another triple. Instead, drives for the reverse lay-in. Had big buckets for the Mystics. And the lead now down to 9. Schulten three, no good. Rebound in the hands of Farron for Tynes. Final 17 seconds of the quarter. The Mystics are going to play for one. And they would dearly love a score here. Cut into this 9-point lead. Cromwell Wright. With 5 to go, he's going to go to work. Rise, shoot, no good. Tynes with the putback, doesn't go. Interesting finish there to the quarter. Not sure Cromwell Wright really got the shot he wanted out of that play. So that quarter's 23-19 in favor of the Mystics. They cut into the Tommy lead. Was 13 down to 9. Mystics 67 points, 25 of 57 for 44%. 10 of 25 beyond the arc for 40%. 7 of 10 from the line, that's easy, that's 70. The Tommies 76 points on 30 of 55, 55%. 8 of 10 from three-point line for 44%. And 8 of 11 from the line. 17 turnovers for the Mount, 8 for STU. Rebounds 31-18 Mystics. Including 11 on the offensive glass for the Mystics to the Tommies 2. Bench points pretty close. Points in the paint, the Tommies 32-20 lead in that category. Individual stats for the Mystics. Cromwell Wright has 20. Nate Titus has 16, including 4 of 6 from three-point land. Callahan 11. Chase Tynes 11. Foul issues. It's Titus with 3. Cromwell Wright, Callahan, Leckie, 2 each. For the Tommies, Evan Villain has 17 points. Littleton 15, Riverlands, Jevin Eddy 12, and Marcus Wilson 10. Villain 2 fouls, Eddy 2 fouls, and that's it for the Tommies. So I said it was going to take 90 plus to win it. I still think that's probably the case here. 76-67. Stu ball to start Q4. Lands Littleton, Eddy, Villain, and Hanson for Stu. There's a 3 made from Littleton. For the Mystics, Diane Farron. Kearney, Leckie, Tynes, and Titus. Inside, it is Kearney, Diane Farron. Villain just stays on the ground long enough to get Chase Tynes in the air. Foul on Tynes. So second on Tynes. I thought that might have been the third with the technical foul. Maybe the tech was only the first. Thought he had picked one up early in the contest, but that was a lot of plays ago, so I'm not certain. Hanson playing with the dribble, maybe a little too much for Stu. Tommies get it over and look to set some offense. Up 12, looking for Eddy against Titus. Eddy puts the shoulder to work and gets the four-wheel drive to go on the ball to get it over the front of the rim. Some time to get the winter tires on here. Littleton a deflection and a steal. Finds Hanson. Hanson was looking to pass off that time. Foul there. Here comes Cromwell Wright back in for Diane Farron. Littleton tries a three and makes it. Over the length of Nate Titus as well. Tommies push the lead to 17. Nice finish inside Ben Kearney. Eddie was looking for Hansen. The Mystics closed the gap, took the ball away. Tynes for the cutting Cromwell Wright, who finishes at the rim. Second technical on Chase Tynes. So a second tech. I think that'll do it for Tynes in this one. Littleton makes the free throw. It'll be Tommy's ball. I wasn't really watching that one, but it might have been, as could have been the first one as well. Might have been for contact with the ball after it goes through the bucket on the offensive end. Littleton snakes to the rim to score two. That's my guess on that one, because I didn't see Chase Tynes really say anything to the official there. Eddie with a block on Callahan. And I think Pillane with a block on Callahan that time. Cromwell Wright throws up a three. It goes down. Foul on Jevin Eddy. It'll be Eddy's third. Four-point play there, big for the Mystics. Hansen the cut inside, and Hansen fouled. It'll be on Ted Titus. Comes Riverlands in for Stu. In for Jevin Eddy. CJ Hansen to the line. And a make. Hansen looking for the steal. Instead, we'll get the reach in on Cromwell Wright. It'll be the Tommy's second foul this quarter. Hansen out. Here comes Caleb Schulten. Titus for Callahan. Back for Titus. Nate Titus again. Shows he can score in this league. Wilson with the charge, another charge taken by Cromwell Wright. And Wilson picks up the technical for the comment to the official. And you're going to give the Mystics a free one here with Free ball and possession. This could be another 4-point swing here. Timeout on the floor, I believe, by the Tommies. Mystics are far from out of this game. Reminder, we're going to do it again tomorrow here. It's UKC in town. Coach Stevenson brings the troops in. The ever dapper Coach Stevenson. Coach, I'm expecting your shiniest best tomorrow. No pressure or anything. Come as you choose. That'll be a women at 1, men at 3. Holland, Mount Allison, women at 1, men at 3. And earlier than that, Mount St. Vincent down the highway to take on St. John, 12 and 2. That 2 o'clock men's game will be the banner raiser against the team that they beat on that very floor. So expect that one's got a little extra emotional charge to it as well. If you're a Seawolves fan, you're going to want to get there for that banner ceremony. Cromwell Wright cuts it to 10. And it will be Mystics ball. Looking to cut it to single digits. With any score. Still 6:29 to go. Long ways to go in this one. Zach Duell back in for Stu. Cromwell Wright from the elbow and about 14 feet. Makes it an 8-point contest. Remember, the Tommies were up 18 here at one point. Saw the Mystics battle back at the Ken Gould. Zach Duell, 3 off the mark. Rebound for the Mystics and Callahan. Cromwell Wright's going to go to work again against Duell. Finds a cutter. Up and scoring is Kearney. And suddenly it's a 6-point game. Jim's gone a little dead here for the Tommies. Leckie picks up a foul on the block. Oh, called on the arm, actually. Got 15 on the shot clock as Stu inbounds. Back for Littleton. Littleton for Schulten. Schulten inside, nowhere to go. He's going to have to put up the shot, front rim. Rebound there is Leckie. Don't look now, but the Mystics are 2 shots from tying this up. Cromwell Wright bodies inside for 2 points. 4-point contest. What a charge here from the Mount. Jevon up quickly to check into this one. Schulten to the rim, no dice. Rebound out of bounds off of Villain. It's going to be Mystics ball. Eddy in for Zach Duell. And Jevon will check up. Looks like Nate Titus here. Tommy's actually drop into a 1-3-1. Cromwell Wright fake. Shot off Callahan. That one doesn't go. Rebound Villain. Villain finds Eddy. Eddy to Schulten. Eddy to the cutting Villain. Scoop shot bounces in for Evan Villain. Cromwell Wright was looking to make it a 1-possession game on a 3, and Jevon calmly clears the boards. Littleton was looking to push it up, and Villain inside with the tip on the rebound. Wow. Lead up to 8. Kearney for Leckie, extra pass Titus. Can't get that to drop. Schulten on the board with Littleton. Jevin finishes inside. Tommies push it right back up to a 10-point lead, 97-87. Nice run for STU to respond. Might have been a bit of a quick shot there from Isaiah Cromwell-Wright, looking for the three that would have cut it down to one possession. Tommy leaders, Littleton with 24, Villain 23, Eddy 16. 6 assists for Jevin Eddy. How about that from their big man? Can pass it up. Villain 6 boards, leaders for the Mystics. Cromwell-Wright has 32. 12 of 22 from the field, 4 of 9, and 4 of 5. 7 rebounds. Big game for Isaiah Cromwell-Wright. Nate Titus has 18. Including 4 3-pointers. Callahan, Tynes, 11 points each. I believe Tynes done for the afternoon after picking up the second technical. Might have been the delay of game of touching the ball after it went through the bucket, but again, I didn't really see the play. I didn't see a lot of the first technical either. So that one did appear to, the first one at least, to have been as the play was coming up court, and something said to one of the officials. Strong take there by Lecky. Gets 2 points. Schulten with the pass off for Lands off glass 2. Good answer for STU. Titus back to Callahan. That was close to backcourt. Wow. Eddy, what a stabilizing influence he is on the rebounds on the defensive end. Just big body, and he's going to try coast to coast. Met by Cromwell-Wright. It's going to send Jevin Eddy to the rim. Eddy just says, hey, if no one's going to stand in front of me, and you're going to give me a lane, I'll take the semi right down Main Street. Eddy with a bucket. The Tommies at the century mark. Said it was going to take 90 to win. The Mystics already sitting at 89. And you're down 11. That's tough as a coach to look up the scoreboard and say, or even as a player, say, hey, we put up 89 points with 3 minutes to play and we're down a dozen. Foul on Lance. Might have been better off letting Callahan get that shot up. Stops the clock. An opportunity for 2 here for an outstanding shooter. And fine young man as well as Adam Callahan. Shout out to the folks. If they're not here, I'm sure they're watching in Sydney. So lead back to 10, 2:45 to play. Pressure from the Mystics. Schulten. Little dipsy doodle in the backcourt ahead for Villain. Cromwell-Wright looking for the knockaway. Loose ball. Controlled by Riverlands. 10 to shoot. Cross court. Oh, tipped by Schulten. And Littleton was somehow trying to go right back to Schulten. Gives it away for Titus. Can't get the swooper to go off the glass. Villain fouled on the rebound, and Villain. It's a little elbow into Lecky after the play. And we're in bonus situations, and now Villain's going to get to shoot. Villain, I would say lucky there. He did not pick up a technical. It did look like he'd get an elbow into Lecky after the whistle. CJ Hansen at the scorer's table. I think he'll be checking in for Evan Villain. Not certain of that. Blaine with a make. That'll give Evan 24. And now a team leading 25. Here is Hansen in for Blaine. CJ Hansen, 4 points. 2 of them were on a dunk in the first half. Be surprised we'll see Blaine back in this one. Low 12-point lead. Not certain. Callahan can't get that to go, and it's Eddie on the board again. Long rebound off a loose ball. Eddie for Schulten. What a pass inside for Jevin Eddie. Great vision from Eddie. And Lecky out. Kai Paris in. Schulten from the line. 105-91. Callahan guarded by Schulten. The Tommies plus 14. The Mystics need a ton of points in a hurry. And another opportunity coming from the line for Mr. Callahan. Zach Duell will be checking in. I think this will be for Caleb Schulten. No, it's going to be for Vince Littleton. Promo right out, Titus out. Keegan Farron back in. As well, I believe for the first time this game, Evan Castle, number 21 Castle, is a transfer from the Kings. That's in Edmonton. Remember, Kings, UKC here tomorrow. 1 o'clock, 3 o'clock, women and men. And Kyan Farron in here as Coach De Palma has gone deep in the bench for the last minute 45. Saying unlikely we're going to come back in this one. Let's save some of the horses for tomorrow in St. John. We're going to need them there against the Seawolves. Foul here. 1:33 to go. If indeed the Tommies do hold on to win this one, it'll be the first regular season loss since the last game of 2 seasons ago for the Mystics. They were perfect last season at 18-0. One loss in the final, of course. Send St. John to their first championship. And you can bet the Mystics will be looking for a little revenge on that tomorrow in St. John. The banner raising ceremony. Diane Farron outside for Paris. No good. There's Evan Castle on skies for the rebound. Castle was a guy I always thought at the Ken Gould we might see get a little more bored here for the Mystics. This is a pretty deep Mystics team, and of course, Coach De Palma knows his squad better than I do, way better. Just thought in the limited time I saw Castle that he could be a contributor at this level. And long way to go in the season yet. May still end up playing a prominent role. Tommy short, final minute of play. Tommy's plus 13. Farron gets the screen from Farron. Shot no rim into the hands of River Lands. Dribbles it up, back for Duell. Duell, pass is deflected. He'll run that down. Bring it back over half for Hansen. Cam Evans now in for Stu and on the rebound and put back for 2. 108-93. That's a big number on the board in 40 minutes of basketball, 108 points. 93 is going to win you a whole lot of basketball games in this conference, and to look up and be down 15 as time's going to run out on the Mystics here. That's pretty unbelievable that you lose by 15 when you score 93. Mystics, of course, without Isaac Matheson. These teams meet again the last Tommy's games of the regular season in Halifax. The only visit here for the Mount. Thanks again to everyone from Mount St. Vincent for taking the time for me, Coach DePalma, Coach Forward, and some of the players that I had an opportunity to say hello to on both squads. I do appreciate that. Wish you good luck on the rest of your season. Hard to believe I don't get to see you back here again. And may see you, though, with your host in ACAAs. That'll do it here from St. Thomas. It's the women dropping one to the Mystics, the men getting a bit of revenge with a 108-93 victory. For everyone here at STU, I'm Bill Gibson. Thanks for tuning in. As always, the always amazing Alice in the producer chair as well. See you tomorrow, UKC, women at 1, men at 3. Check out some of the other action tonight. It is Holland at Crandall, ACA.tv, ACA.ca for all your information. See you tomorrow, folks.